Hello, I'm Ilka Oster,
And I'm Jo Drennan.
and we're back with our relationship series talking about the unconscious mind, and it all comes from a lot of it, really, the first 8 years of our life.
Yes, so our communication styles, what we bring into our relationships as an adult, and how a lot of that is coming from the unconscious or subconscious mind, which really runs us 95% of the time.
And we often make vows based on how we saw a parent communicate. So I think Jo and I have discussed how our parents communicated and we made kind of different vows, I think, based on what we saw. And I kind of vowed to not be like one of my parents, and you did the same.
Yeah, I did,
Yeah.
which resulted in me being pretty much a non-communicator. I shut down under pressure.
Yeah, as I tend to react and get really angry, and probably a lot more like my father was. But of course, as a child, these communication styles are just what we choose, and we tend to then, when we get triggered or we're in a situation where we feel under pressure, they will be our go-to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because
and they get worse. If they're negative.
Unless we choose to look at them. And it's interesting that both of us have attracted partners that are have opposite communication styles to ourselves, which we could see as a challenge, or that's where the problem starts. However, it's a great opportunity to learn from that person.
Yeah, definitely. So the unconscious is really playing out all the time, and often I think when we talk about this, people can think that it has to be really big stuff that happened to you. Maybe there was massive trauma or something like that, but really that's not the case. The first 8 years of your life were all that you knew when you were a child, and so the communication styles that you saw were just something that you adopted. You saw things happen over and over and over and over again, and that's just, you got into your 20s and you meet different people and they've seen different things, so that's all they know as well. But that's the unconscious mind. That's what it knows.
And there is no judgment or blame here on parents, or because we understand that parents are just doing what they have learned, and as a child we choose safety and security, so choose our behaviours, and then we grow up and pass them on. So any way that a parent is behaving, it usually comes from a place of wanting to do the best for your child.
Yeah, definitely, and I would be really interested in what vows that people out there made. Did you make a vow based on what you saw when you were growing up? What one parent was doing or another parent was doing?
Yeah, and the vow may be a little, if that's too hard to understand, just look at behaviours of your parents that you're recreating in your life now. And like, has anybody ever come to you and said, "Oh, you're so much like your mother," or "You're so much like your father," and it really gets under your skin, and you go, "Oh no, I'm nothing like them," but in fact, you are.
Yes, because you can't not be, because you got all of your patterns and all of your programming from those early childhood years.
Yes, but because the brain, when we're kids, in those first 6, 7, 8 years, the state of the brain, we don't have any critical thinking at that point. So everything that's happening around us, not just behaviours but also emotions and energy, is absorbed and becomes part of us.
Yeah, and it's all based on keeping us safe, and our parents doing the best they can to keep us safe. So, but then as adults, if we're keeping some of these vows alive, they really don't. They're not serving us. So it's almost like you're keeping little snippets of time alive inside you. And I know, Jo, you experienced a lot of anxiety around speaking up.
Yes. So speaking up, public speaking, but not just public speaking, but communicating every day in life and expressing myself in challenging situations, or even not in challenging situations. And rather than express myself, I went into fight or flight, and I would shut down.
Yeah. So what was kind of the steps that you took to then understand how to unravel that?
Well, firstly, an awareness, an understanding, and my bookshelves were filled with self-help, personal growth books, which I've recently gotten rid of, because I now understand that no matter how many books I read, if I don't take action or aim to get to the memory that's causing me to behave this way in the now, which is actually from the past, and to get to my subconscious. I can't read, and I'm very logically minded, but the reading and the learnings, I can't access my subconscious through reading and learning.
No, you actually have to go and look at what happened in your own past, and then acknowledge that to yourself. Acknowledge perhaps that if you saw a pattern of somebody being spoken to in a certain way over and over and over again, you've got to acknowledge how that actually affected you, and really start to pay attention to how that's showing up in your daily life, because then you'll start to really get that it is from the past. It's not actually happening now. And that will help you to keep moving as you go through certain situations. Every time you become more and more aware of that, and it improves each time.
Yes, awareness and questioning. So some of the behaviours that might be showing up in your adult life could be, what could that be? Overeating, that was one for me, an excellent way to stuff my feelings down. Over-exercising, yes. Drinking too much, alcohol.
All sorts of ways that we avoid actually going to the feelings, or even the acknowledgement of the memories. It doesn't always have to be a feeling, it can just be knowing what actually happened to you and how that's showing up now and stopping you from doing things in your life right now. And of course I use a process called tapping, which is amazing at helping to shift feelings in the body.
And I use Psych K, but also now that I've become better at it, because it certainly was a lot of work in the beginning, and it can be painful to look in the mirror and face your crap. But now that I'm better at it, really it's just a daily awareness of the thoughts that are going on, and is that in the now, and is it benefiting me, or can I let those thoughts go?
Yeah, definitely. So again, did you make any vows? And we'd love to hear your comments about that. And you know, if someone calls you, says that you're like your mother or your father, is that a trigger for you?
It's a good sign if it is.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity that you can go and heal that part of yourself and really acknowledge the pain, the hurt, whatever happened to you, and start that process of moving forward.
Yes. Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.